It's about time we get rid of this whole mask thing. It's getting ridiculous. If you follow along online, you've been doing your research, there's a channel on YouTube called China Uncensored. And I don't think they'll mind me boosting them a little bit by what few views I get. You look at their videos from 2019, Hong Kong, they were all wearing face masks to get past the communist facial recognition computerized systems that the communist government China has. It was to hide their identities. At this point, it's gotten old. Most people know it's BS. I'm glad people are waking up to BS. We definitely have a generation that needs to learn that there's bullshit out there, that you don't just give in to whatever you're told. Now, in the 90s, I like baggy clothes. They're comfortable, right? But in the 90s, I mean, it was popular because certain people would hide weapons that way. And it kind of was a trend. Well, this is a lot like that. Now, you can look back to 1917. That was the Bolshevik Communist Revolution in Russia. There was also a plague in 1917. I'm not sure, I don't remember the name of the plague, but there was a plague. You had hospital beds outside the hospitals. If this COVID was as real as they say it is, you'd have beds outside hospitals. You'd have Walmarts converted into hospitals. The works. What do we have? Lies on TV. Everybody's listening. Everybody's believing it. Most people I talk to are like, oh, I don't want to get sick. You know what? I grew up in the 80s and 90s. There's times I wanted to get sick. I want a little time off of work. People still remember those days. I don't want to get sick. Man, look. At one point, I drank a little water off the top of a creek out in northern Martinsburg. And I'll call them out on it because this shouldn't be happening. It's a small town. Call themselves a city somehow. All these small towns call themselves cities now. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I found out the hard way there's radiation in that creek. From where, I don't know. There's an army base out here, but I'm liking it. It's a little veteran town, so I like it here. I'm sure everyone there has dealt with alcohol poisoning, food poisoning. It was a lot like that. For 7 days straight. After about a day or so, I'm spraying water out both ends. I could swear it happened out both ends at the same time at one point, but it was like some exorcism shit. It was the middle of recession. I was struggling. I had my apartment. Had no reason to leave home. There was no fucking jobs to get. I was getting financial aid to pay my rent. Depressed. Financial quarantined. And living on a slumlord. So, fuck it, I had a home to be in. I stayed home for that 7 days. I ain't gonna see a fucking doctor. I didn't need one. Yeah, I knew God was gonna get me through it. It wasn't my time yet. I knew I'd recover. But yeah, 7 days of food poisoning kind of thing, radiation poisoning. Also, I'm gonna call them out on this one too, Phoenix, Arizona. There's this shelter in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. That's where you take fucking 10, 15-minute bicycle ride away from it. You got Lamborghinis downtown and shit. But, the shelter, you got stabbings going on. I never had a problem because I had that common sense of when I'm in the chow line, you're more than arm's reach away from me. If you're behind me and you can't figure that one out, I'll politely let you get in front of me. Go right ahead. I'm not stupid enough to let someone be that close behind me. Of course, later on I heard about that, so I seem to be pretty good at predicting things. If you check out my first video, I predicted the news and a couple other things a little ahead of time. It's because I already knew. See, when I was in the Army, they didn't have me working next to PSYOPs because I'm an idiot. Society treats me that way. I'm gonna be going to see a therapist soon for PTSD, right? I'm not crazy. Society is. Y'all think you own this country, but you don't even know shit what's going on. You keep looking for someone who's either gonna pay you and feed you, or You're looking for someone who's going to defend your constitutional rights. It doesn't work that way. This was an armed country, and a constitution was written by scholars that smoked a lot of pot and came up with the idea to have limited government, and it was up to the people, the armed citizens of this country, to agree to this fucking contract called the Constitution and enforce it upon their politicians. That's how it works. How the fuck y'all gonna get that back, man? Come on, I mean, I haven't tested you. I'm pretty sure lead is magnetic. You can grab it with a magnet, right? I mean, if you know anything at all, if you're a modern automotive tech or an electronics graduate, DeVry, whatnot, you know anything at all about electromagnetics. You know anything about an alternator, how that works, or a fan motor, electric motor. Come on now. Are you seriously going to sit here and think that whatever it is that's in control, whatever it is that's rigging the election, whatever it is that's turning everything against us, taking away our fucking rights, you don't think they got the fucking technology to just throw a magnetic wave in the air? What the hell is your fucking firearm going to do? You have no clue the technology they have. You know, the Second Amendment is about having arms to protect yourself. The right to bear arms, not firearms. It's arms in general. This is 2020, not 1920. Fucking shit, keep up. You think you see the highest technology we have? I still remember when people were talking about raiding Area 51. I was like, wow, that's classic right there. Wasn't going to happen. They ain't going to let that happen. And now I learned how to take your vote away. They're not giving it back. You just live your life. Okay, enjoy the world we have. As long as we have it, enjoy it. But do a little survival training on the side. Go camping, go hunting. Get your little 4x4 built up. Learn how to fix your own shit. Stay away from these newer vehicles. Get you an older vehicle that's rebuildable. Something you can make EMP proof. You can look that up on YouTube also. I've even seen something on YouTube where you can connect a gas can through the air intake, much like how a marijuana bong works. For medication uses, of course. Anyway, you filter the water through the gasoline. You got gasoline vapor going in your carburetor. Boom. They're claiming 150 miles a gallon. Tell me I won't come in handy for survival times. I'm not saying dump society unless you're feeling comfortable there. Do it. Pursuit of happiness all day. You got that right. That's the way you should be living. Whatever makes you happy. But I would highly suggest having everything you need. I mean, if you're military trained, train your kids yourself. You know what's up. You ain't going to send them there in a bad way. Don't ever fucking think your kids are cool joining the army unless they're being specialized. If you ain't specialized, you're expendable. Vets need to start talking a little bit. I really forget the beginning of this video what I was hitting on. I don't do scripts, I just tell how it is. But no, if you revert to my first video, I caught a couple things before everything came loose, and I don't know why I know things early. I'm not going to even say I'm a psych. I'm not going there. I'm a Christian. Maybe God's giving me a heads up or something. What I'm curious about is why I have times where I'm 2 or 3 steps ahead of some of these politicians. I usually am. I mean, 20 years ago, first time I voted, fill out a bubble sheet and turn it in. Shredder. Yeah, okay. I have faith in that one. Get out of here. 20 years later, here come the conservatives. I thought everything was hunky-dory and I was crazy. Oh, election fraud. No shit. No shit. Wake up. Look, it's as simple as this. If it's possible, somebody's going to do it. I don't care if it's high-end technology. Anything you can imagine somebody's already done, you're not going to hear about it. Who's paying for it? Who owns it? Who has this shit? Who has that power? That's a real question. Because I believe even the communists are puppets. I believe that we're all sold out to the world banks. Not as individuals, but as countries, as nations, as corporations, jobs, and so on. We all financially belong to banks. We're not growing crops. We're not digging gold. We're not building our house out of fucking trees in 2 or 3 months and living our life as free men. Are we? We're growing our own food and shit? No. We all rely on fucking society. Not the way it's supposed to be. Slavery days, they convinced the slaves that they couldn't make it off the land. Gotta admit, I'm there myself. You don't see me running out in the middle of nowhere trying to live like a caveman. We're too advanced these days. Besides, if I want to keep this communication device on me, well, I got a GPS tracker and a microphone and all this shit in my pocket. So am I really breaking free from society? No. But you just choose where you're comfortable, man. I mean, for me, I prefer a smaller town the better. I do like West Virginia. They were the first state to go red. I noticed that. I also noticed that the West Coast turned blue before the fucking East Coast was even finished. What's up with that? Hello. How'd they count it so fucking fast? These people are so fucking obvious anymore. And the only reason they're obvious is because they know they have that kind of power. They know they have